Couple fucking posts a day, man. That's it. 1 or 2 posts a day. It makes such a difference. This is the reason why I have him on these talks. Dude, I'm telling you straight up, if I had my choice, I wouldn't be on camera. I wouldn't have a podcast. I wouldn't be on social media. I love this. I love interacting with people. I love getting to know people. I love that one-on-one connection. One of my superpowers that I've been told is relationship building. So I remember I used to be friends with like all these different demographics of people, probably because I saw weed back in high school, but I used to be friends with all these different demographics of people, right? People that you would never thought would hang out together and be interactive together. And whenever I threw an event, had a party, got together, I had the hood over here, I had the country boys over here, the trailer park over here, the preppy kids over here, you know what I mean? Everybody was just loved some Branden Hudson, and I was their kind of common denominator. And I think Coach Sharp can even, and Will can testify to that. You go into our gym, it's culture, man. It's all about culture. It's all about people. I don't need a bunch of fucking me's. I don't need another Brandon running around. You know what I mean? How many times, we're all guys in here. How many times have you gotten a girlfriend and she was like the fucking baddest motherfucker in the world and you loved her and all this stuff, and the next thing you know, she kind of just intertwined into your life, and she had all these things she was doing while she was on her own, or him, I don't know what y'all into, but all these things that she was doing on her own, and all these things that she was, had this little hobby, and she was into this little thing, and slowly she just started to be kind of like your sidekick, and then slowly she started to be like a mimic of you, and slowly she started to do everything that you want to do. Who the fuck wants that and needs that? We don't need another sidekick. We don't need another us. This is us, the fingers that match to make us who we are, and this is them, and that's how we connect that bond. So I think community, and I think differences, and I think differences of opinions, and I think all these are what makes a really good culture, right? And I know Will provides that here. He leads from the front, and that's a big deal, right? And if you guys think you're just followers, you're sadly mistaken. You all are salespeople. You all are entrepreneurs, in my opinion. You know what I mean? If you look at any entrepreneur, everything we do is sales. So you guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are running your own businesses and creating your own wealth. Okay, so since we've broke records and we're being the best of the best, better than everybody else, are you guys where you want to be financially for the year? No. What's prevented you from getting there? That's the question I will be asking myself right now. All right, we're coming on month 8th, so what are we, about midway through quarter 3? We're coming up on month 8, right? We've had 6 months, 7 months to come out here and go after the things that we've wanted to go after, to achieve the goals financially, to achieve the goals personally, right, that we want to. And right now we're saying that we don't know. Or, we're saying we're not there. How do you know you're not there? What metrics are you guys using to know where you are and where you aren't? Is it just your bottom line? Is it just your units? If that's the case, okay, then let's start right now. I'm going to challenge you guys to do an exercise when you guys get out of here. Let's start right now setting up where we want to be by December 31st, where we commit to be by December 31st. I'm not big on the word goals. Neither is the associations I'm with, Brandon Brittingham. We don't say goals. At SBY, we don't say goals. We say commitments. I'm committed to do what I say I'm going to do, okay? So I don't know what your metrics are, but say you want to make $50,000 more, or say you want to make, you need to sell 50 more, 100 more cars, okay? You look at that big number, all right? You look at that huge number, that 50,000 or that 100 cars, and you're going to be trying to jump over a mountain. And we know that don't work. We need to reverse engineer that, okay? I've talked about this before. I'm going to go over it again. We need to reverse engineer that 50,000. So 50,000, I'm committed to making. So how much is that a month, right? How many cars is that, or how much money is that a week, right? All right, now we've got some hard numbers, so we've got some metrics. So now we take those metrics and we say, okay, well, how many ups do I have to have in order to get to that metric per day? How many posts do I need to make per day? How many phone calls do I need to make per day? Okay? And if you motherfuckers are entrepreneurs like I know you are, and if you guys are the best of the best, this is how we lap our fucking competition. Now, we all want to be loving, caring, great group of Pohanka. I know that, right? We all want to be a part of this great family, but let's not kid ourselves. We also want to be number one, right? And it's okay with that. We also want to win. We want those awards. We know Ceddy's over there crushing it with the cars. Don't think that's unattainable. Cedric didn't. Don't think because he's doing 600-700 cars a year that's unobtainable. That's a limited mindset. That's a limited belief structure, right? He should be the guy, if he's the best, or if Will's the best, or whoever's the best, the guy you should be gunning for. I'm gunning for your spot. I'm coming for that spot. But we can't get there if we don't reverse engineer, right? So now we know each day how many ups we need, each day how many calls we need, how many posts we need. Now you're not lying to yourself no more. Now you're not saying, I didn't do the work. I got the receipts. You know that you needed 50 ups, or I don't know your numbers, but let's just say 50 ups in one day, or 50 was the number. Posts, ups, conversations, whatever. That was what you needed each day, right? And you can look at your day and say, did I get my 50? No, I ain't going home. Because I'm gunning for that number one spot. Because we don't settle for second. We are the best. I'm the best here. And guess what happens? The man next to you gets better. Your management gets better. Your resources become better. Now you're leveling the playing field. See, this is a championship team in my eyes. Pohanka is a championship team. Championship management, championship team. Tell me there's a more powerful woman in Salisbury than Sandy. I don't think so. I mean, other than Gina, you know what I mean? But she's late, you know what I mean? Good morning. I'm just kidding. Not really. But tell me there's a more powerful woman than Sandy in Salisbury, right? So let's say she's the champ. Let's say she's the GOAT, right? So tell me there's a bigger and better dealership. There's not. So this room is nothing but a bunch of champions, right? And the great thing about that is, and the only reason why most rooms have rectangle tables and square tables is because round tables don't work, but it should be a round table. It should have the round table mentality. There should be no hierarchies at the round table. Everybody on the championship team has a contribution, and everybody on the championship team wants the ball, passes the ball, shoots the ball, scores, comes in, goes out. We all play our part, right? But if you don't have these numbers and these metrics to measure yourself, you're pissing in the wind. The wind's coming backwards at you. You may not know nothing about that, but I know a bunch of you have, right? So now we've got numbers every single day that we can wake up, commitments every single day that we can wake up and we can honor, we can go after to make sure that we've done our job. And then you take that and you look at what next year is. Well, shit, if I did 50 ups or 50 was my number per day, I think I got a little bit more in the tank. Because I'm a motherfucking champion. And that's what champions do. We don't just settle for 50 because we broke records last year. We're going for 60. We're going for 55. We don't have to move the needle 10, 15, 25, 30%. Move it 1%. Set the benchmark low. Because that 1% each quarter or each year, whatever case your numbers are, can tend to move to 2%, to 3%, to 5%, to 10%. Next thing you know, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are killing it in a way that is so small and minute and consistent, no one can understand how you do it. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's all you have to do. What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. So if you don't know your numbers, if you don't know how to get to your 50 grand, if you don't know how to get to these metrics each day, and if you're tapping out early, like Will said, then you're just hoping that somebody's going to open up the sky and drop them in your lap. You guys don't strike me as that. We've talked a couple times now. You guys don't strike me as people that want layups. You guys want to make your money. You guys want to go out here and make yourself and prove to not only everyone here, not only your face, but to yourself that you're in the right business and doing the right things. And there's a lot of possibilities here. There's a lot of opportunity here. But it starts with you. How can I bring more to the table? So that's first. And I'm very happy to hear that you guys are jumping on social media. It works, right? And it works differently than how everybody thinks that it's supposed to work. Everybody thinks I'm supposed to put this one organic post out there and it's supposed to hit the world. I'm supposed to get phone calls, right? Anybody could tell you that's done advertising, like with TV, with radio. You pay money for advertisement, for TV, for radio. You don't see the residuals for 6 months, right? You don't see people coming in for 6 months. That consistency, that a part of your daily habits, your daily rituals, your time blocking of, hey, this time block, I know you guys' business is a little fun, catawampus sometimes, but FYE, fuck your excuses, right? You guys want the 50 grand at the end of the year, whatever the case may be. You got to get it done and figure out how to make it happen. The mission is still the same. We've got to accomplish a mission, and the mission don't get done until we accomplish it. Simple as that. So in your time blocking, you make your posts, right? You do that each day. You stay consistent. You start learning social media. You start understanding who's your audience, who's engaging with you. What the most important part of all that, and you guys are going to try to skip. You're going to try to go from beginning to that, but don't do that because it's not going to work. I'm telling you right now, the most important part about the social media marketing that you got to get good at, that the only way you can get good at is getting up the bat and swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging and striking out and striking out and striking out, is your offer. Your offer on social media is the most important part of that, right? That's the part that has, while I'm taking a shit in the bathroom trying to figure out what Johnny's doing over at his barbecue, that makes me stop my scroll, excuse me. That's the part that catches my attention, that line where he says, oh, wait a minute, he's talking to me. That verbiage right there is talking to me, and I need to go buy a car. But this offer is a constant evolution and a constant change. And sometimes this offer is going to work really good for about 3 months, and then it's going to be trash. You're going to have to switch it up. That's the part of being consistent, building your own brand, getting the things that you need to do out each day. That's the part that you start to learn on how to be really perfect them offers and how to talk to your audience and how to, sales is an emotional decision, how to really strike those chords that you're looking at to get people to say, I want to buy from you. I don't give a damn about anybody else. Man, that boy Cedric, and I'm not hating on Cedric. I love Cedric. Me and him are really good friends, but he's the one. He's the leader. He's your benchmark right now. But man, that boy Cedric's really doing good. But you know what? I'm coming to you, man. Oh, I want to buy from you. Something about your post. Talk to me. Excuse me. It's something about your post that made me come in here and want to talk to you, okay? That's where this stuff really kind of starts dialing in, but you got to get up to bat and swing, okay? So we talked about the podcast today, right? And we talked about this camera crew, and I brought that up. Again, I don't need to be on camera. That's not something that I have a feeling. Will dubbed me as an influencer on a fundraiser. That was the first time I ever heard that. I don't see myself as an influencer. I don't want to be famous. That's not anything I've ever wanted to do, no matter what lifestyle I was in, or I want the money, I want the success, I want to change the world. And let me be frank, I don't care about the money as far as, let's spend as much money as I can. For me, my money is a tool that allows me to buy my time back, and that also allows me to sit here and fulfill my purpose. My purpose is to improve the quality of life for everyone around us through mindset and fitness. That's my why. That's my mission statement. So that's what the money means to me, right? Of course, I want to, fucking spend it, ball so hard motherfuckers can't find me, all that shit, right? I want to do all that. But I'm not chasing the money. I'm chasing the purpose. I'm chasing the why. I have to be on camera because I can't sit here and run my mouth for a half an hour and let that gold go. There's golden nuggets. Y'all have seen the reels if you're following me. There's golden nuggets in these things. Real fun fact, real easy way to create massive content. Start a fucking podcast. Start a podcast. You can start a podcast with your phone. You can put it on Spotify, on Apple Music, on all these things with your phone. You don't need to have this fancy, elaborate studio, right? And then here, name the podcast you know of the most. Who knows?
Champ Talk.
Champ, oh, thank you. There you go. There you go. Let's go.
You wouldn't know mine, but it's called Past Gas.
You got one?
It's called Past Gas. Old, just talks about old history and cars and stuff like that. So I pay attention to that, and they actually go into a little bit of race car drivers that influence, younger ones that have come along the line. How they did it to influence.
Why have I not heard about this?
I have no idea.
Are you marketing it?
It's not mine. It's just one I've listened to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was yours. I was about to say,
no,
damn, son, let's go. That's a good one. What else? You ever heard of Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Okay, good, because that's what everybody mentions. Joe Rogan's the #1 podcast. It's the biggest and the best, right? We don't need to do Joe Rogan. That is an anomaly. That is a one of a kind. We need you. So 99% of our DNA, right, is shared. Every single one of us share the same DNA. I think I heard 98% of it we share with chimps. So think about that. Out of all of the people in the world, 99% of our DNA we're shared. Our thumbprint cannot be replicated. That means that there is never, ever, ever going to be another you, has been another you, will be another you, is another you. There's only one of you. And fun fact, you have an audience. You have people that actually give two shits about what you say, who you are, what you do, what you think about. You have that. Even though you might not think you don't. And again, if you're a salesperson, and if you think you don't, you're lying to yourself about making money. You might as well just go get a 9 to 5. You might as well just tap out right now. You're lying to yourself. You're a salesperson. Salespeople are coming to you, because of your thumbprint, because something about you makes them want to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars with you. Deal with your ass for about a 3 to 4 hour fucking transaction, right? So if you start a podcast, you don't need to do Joe Rogan and talk to a massive amount of people. Dial it in. Talk about cars. There's a guy I know that I'm in a mastermind with. He literally talks about, it's this podcast called The Void. Mitch Smeedley. He literally talks about, him and his buddy talk about how to start a business. That's the podcast. Raise your hand if you think that's fucking interesting. Really? You'd sit there and fucking listen for a half an hour about a motherfucker trying to tell you how to start a business? I don't think that's interesting. I don't think that's something I want to get. I want to hear about flying dildos and fucking buttholes and all the kind of weird, funny shit to make me laugh, entertain me. You know what I mean? Dance, Jester, dance. That's what I want to hear, right? But this podcast is about and I'm not talking about the cool start about business, and I'm glad you guys like it. I'm not trying to knock y'all, but the cool part about this is they're talking about the early entrepreneurships of the heartaches and the pains and the sufferings and all the good ups and downs of starting a business. It's not entertaining. It's very monotone, right? They might throw a joke in there or two. That's all they talk about. It gets 1,000 clicks every week. That's not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's doing 1 million. Maybe, no, more than that. But anyway, you know what I mean? 1,000 clicks every week. But the audience is dialed straight in, right? And two of you could get together and do your own. And here's why. I'm not telling you to go be fucking Joe Rogan. This is content. They have 1,000 clicks a week. Ford Motor Company asked them if they could do a sponsorship with them. Yeah. That's not a $1,500 sponsorship. That's a 6-figure deal. So that they can broadcast theirs. They only have a target audience of around 4,000 people. Think about that. And I'm just giving you the possibilities and understanding what consistency and what pushing that envelope does for you, right? So you've got a podcast talking about a specific dialed-in subject, like old cars or whatever it is, not a broad subject to entertain. You can always turn it into that. And you've got Ford Motor Company trying to come to you for a podcast. The only reason why he did it because the other co-host, his views were a little more political than they liked. But it doesn't matter. If one person got up and said, I'll give you the money, guess what? There's a couple of deals right behind. Whoever said they didn't like you because of your politics, there's another person say, I love you because of your politics. Because everybody has an audience. Where I'm getting at is, fuck the podcast. Now you got 30 to 40 minutes of content once a week. That stuff stockpiles. Now instead of sitting here trying to now sitting here with just writing your posts and putting out your offers, now you've got a 45-minute long podcast that you can chop out 10 reels from that are 30 seconds to a minute that you can push and produce. Put $100 behind it on ad spending for Facebook. Guess what? Now the world's getting it. Who the fuck do you think they're going to think of when they want to go buy a car? It's real easy. A lot of you guys are scared to get on camera. Or when you do get on camera, you know what I mean? You know it. You're awkward. You feel uncomfortable. It's because you haven't done it enough. It's because you're looking at a rectangle instead of saying, this rectangle is my $50,000 this year. You guys ain't where you want to be financially. What did you commit to yourself this year that you were going to do? Fuck the numbers, personally. Were y'all going to go on a vacation? Were you going to pay something off? Were you going to buy something new? That's your fucking motivation and why you get up in the morning. Whatever you said you were going to do this year, the promises that you made to yourself, your family, and everybody that you're breaking, that's what you said you were going to, that's what gets you up in the morning. That's what you should be focusing on. You focus on the numbers to measure it. What you need to focus on is you need to focus on what the fuck you promised yourself and what you promised your family as to what you were going to achieve this year, that you're failing and you're not coming through because you're breaking the promise to yourself. That's what is my motivator. That's what gets me up in the morning. You think I want to get up because of money? I believe in myself. I got it. Yeah, I got money. All right, I can sleep in a little bit today. I bullshit myself. We all do it. I'm not fucking no special, no different than anybody in this room. We all do it. We all got excuses. We all got bullshits. We all do these things. So when you're looking at that little rectangle and you're awkward when you're doing your video, well, guess what? Your podcast is just an organic conversation. And the camera's on. You forget the camera's on half the time. And this is just a little small way that you guys can create more content and stay at the top of people's feeds when they're scrolling, taking a shit, wondering what the fuck they're going to do with their life. This is another way for you to spark up an emotional conversation. Say you don't want to do cars. Say you want to do something else. Everybody's got an interest in here. Some of y'all like dogs, fishing, hunting, racing. You know what I mean? Strippers, I don't know. Whatever you're into. That's y'all's thing. That's what y'all like. Okay, cool. Everybody likes them too. There's a lot of people that wants to know about that. So if you've got something dialed in. Now the cool part is you're like, man, I don't know, man. I don't really want to be on. Nobody's watching your shit anyway. So get up to bat, swing the bat, miss, perfect your craft, sound better, study other things. By the time you're 20, 30 fucking podcasts in, you're going to be knocking them out the park. And again, maybe it gets a Ford Motor Company or a Jeep Company fucking sponsorship. Cool, that would be awesome. But that's not the point of it. The point is to stockpile content so that you can keep adding more value with your social media that will, and you all agreed, works. It's a hack. That's so you don't stand in front of that rectangle and say, hi, I'm Branden, I sell, buy things from me, and you got an organic conversation where you can get away from that. And as you do more of these, ladies and germs, you will get better at speaking. You'll get more comfortable. You'll be able to wrap your points up. You'll be able to go from here to there, then right back in within seconds, and you'll sound like you know what you're talking about. These are little hacks, man. These are little hacks that take you far away, take you very far. And then you can go even farther once you've gotten really good at it. Let me think about it. I have 90 Champ Talk podcast episodes. Fun fact, we're rebranding that completely. I'm working on a studio at my gym. We've got a nice office in there. It's going to be a whole different rebrand. You know what I mean? Make sure you like and subscribe. You know what I mean? Share it. But we're rebranding it. But anyway, I have 90 episodes, 90 45 to 1 hour episodes. I pay a guy $500 to just watch them motherfuckers a month and give me 10 to 15 reels. He gives me those reels. I doctor them up, put them out. It's worth it. Those residuals on that, the ROI on that is insane. If I put out what, $500 for 1 month, and I put out 10 reels 1 month, or whatever I pay Coach Sharp to do this, and I pull out 10 reels from one of these, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signups. 5 signups gets my money back for that month. I got returning members, so they're spending that same money they spent when they sign up each month, plus buying merchandise, plus buying the swag, plus referrals, because that's the number one game changer is referral business, right? So think about that. I spend $500 for somebody, and you could do this yourself. I just don't have the time to doctor up my podcast that I have on tuck and on deck. Now I've already got my money back. We're up to 15 signups. Let me tell you about social media in my world. Everybody needs a car, right? Any of y'all need to do MMA? Fuck no. Coach Sharp, you weren't there the other night? Mid-July. We are historically known to be slow in the gym business. Okay? Not just MMA gym, regular gym, right? Who goes to, what year does everybody sign up for, what time of year does everybody sign up for the gym? January and September, right? We're 3/4 surrounded by water, right? So what do we have? We have a lot of vacation, water sports, baseball, kids are out of school, schedules are out of whack. Historically speaking, our business has been low. We got 15 signups the month of July. All right? The other night, Coach Sharp, we had 90 people in my gym alone. 90 people on a hot summer day, end of July. I couldn't get 15 fucking people on my mats last year in this time of year. We signed up 15 people this month. We signed up 16 people that month, and 17 in May. Some gyms don't have 50 people in their gym here locally. Okay? So social media works. So if I put my podcast and put my $500 and get that guy to do that, and he makes up the reel, and I pay Coach Sharp to come out here and make up my content, guess what? Those reels, those little things that I'm just spitting hot fire that I don't know what I'm even saying right now. I know I'm teaching them training. I haven't heard the golden nuggets right now that I could pull out of this, that I could take and put a little bit of music, some captions, and get everybody listening. That's going to be that emotional decision to say, I want to take my kid to you, and I trust you. Because I know, like, and trust you based upon what I see and what I'm studying. This shit works. And if you really want to be an entrepreneur, if you really want to be a salesperson, fuck your fucking excuses that you keep telling yourself as to why you're not good enough, as to why you're not doing the things that you want to do, as to why you continue to break the promises to yourself that you want to go accomplish and do this year. Put that motherfucker front and center for your why. I'm going on that vacation this year. I'm going to marry that person. I'm going to buy that car. I'm going to buy that house. I'm going to get an investment property. I'm going to pay for my kids' private school. Stop making these excuses that you make to yourself. Put that why front and center. Doctor your fucking numbers up. Know your metrics and go get that money that y'all deserve. Are you kidding me? Why don't you deserve the success that you think you want? What makes you any different from any other motherfucker that you look up to? Why don't you think you deserve that? Why do you think you're not good enough? What happened to your childhood? What happened in that last relationship? What mistakes did you make? You're still guilt tripping. Man, fuck that bullshit. You can't change none of that. You can't change anything that's happened to you. You can't change anything that you've gone through. The only thing you can change is what you do right fucking now. Right now. And we can all feel hopped up and good about this little talk and this little Saturday sales meeting at the end of the month. Right? But there's no coincidence that this store is number one. There's no coincidence that Will's running this motherfucker. There's no coincidence that I come in here once a month. All of these things matter when it comes to the big picture. And it's no coincidence that you're sitting in this fucking chair right now. How many cars are you going to sell today to get to that motherfucking promise that you promised yourself? It's 29th. It's the end of the month. Rat race every month. My wife worked in finance. I know what it's all about. Who's leading the charge? You matter just as much as the next person next to you. And when you start identifying that and you start recognizing that and you start realizing that I'm that motherfucker that belongs right here and I'm good enough to succeed. And it's okay to celebrate my wins. It's okay to be proud of myself. I'm not where I want to be. And I've certainly made some mistakes before. But right now in this moment, I'm fucking proud of myself, and I'm proud of who the fuck I'm becoming and what I'm doing. And you might want to hold my past against me, and you might think I ain't good enough today, but watch here, motherfucker. Buckle up. Get your motherfucking videographer on, because I'm about to show you a show. Y'all getting something from that? Don't doubt your fucking self just because you haven't gotten to it yet. Make the change. 1%. Just change 1%. Improve 1%. That's it. So, recap. Know your numbers. What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. Put your commitment that you said you were going to make at the end of the year, and if you didn't make one, you suck. Make one today. Don't suck. Put your commitment up, what you're going to make at the end of the year. Don't fucking go conservative. Don't sit here and do the math beforehand. Throw a number out there. Go after that motherfucker and say, this is what I want. If I shoot for the fucking stars, I might not make the stars, but I'll land on the moon. Better than where I was. Don't go conservative. Once you set that benchmark, attach something that you're going to do by the end of the year. Attach some. What are you going to do with that money? What is that money going to facilitate for you to do? And put that motherfucker on your screen, right on your TV. Put it somewhere. There's a reason why there's pictures of cars all over the place. It makes me want to buy it. Look at that shiny, nice car, that Jeep. I ain't never seen one look like that. That picture makes me want to buy it. That's what you need for your vision board. Put that shit up there. Know your numbers. Measure your numbers. Find a goal. Find out what you want to do. And then stop fucking guilt tripping, man. Stop fucking kicking yourself in the ass. Stop acting like you don't matter. You're not worth it. I don't give a fuck what you've done. As long as you ain't touched no little kids and taking nobody's fucking manhood or womanhood, you ain't no different than anybody else. We all fucked up. We've all got our shit. Raise your hand if you're perfect. Raise your hand if you've walked this life perfect and done everything right. Come on, man. And let me meet that motherfucker who has. Because you know they ain't out there. So stop guilt tripping, guys. Right? Go out here and show these motherfuckers why you're the championship team. This when you first started, man, there was like motherfuckers in here. They were like, I don't know what we're gonna do. We can't sell no cars. We ain't got no inventory. Oh, now look at you, breaking records. That quick. How long was that?
6 months.
6 months. 6 months. I bet he knows his numbers. I bet he looks at them numbers every fucking day. I bet he's got them numbers. And here's the fun and great part, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. And he's got people next to him that are looking at his numbers too. And he's in a room right now when he goes to those manager meetings and goes talks to the big wigs that they're pushing him to do better. It's nothing wrong with pushing you to do better. We see more in you than you see in yourself. And when you start stepping up like a champion and you start adding to the team, to this championship caliber team, guess what? You're going to raise the bar of the people next to you. And we're going to talk about breaking records individually. Did you guys get anything from that?
Absolutely.
Good. I asked one thing from you, right? Like my page. Follow me on social media. You know what I mean? If you ever stepped into SBY MMA Fitness, a Google review would be great. These things go really, really far. See how I did that? See how I asked for that? I asked for that. You should be doing the same. I ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you feel offended? Did I hurt your feelings because I asked you to do something for me? Your clients won't either. So make sure you're asking for these things from them. Hey, man, give me a follow. Or you can even do it in a sales way where you're like, you know what, man, I did post something really good. You'd love this. But anyway, get your followers up. Just ask for it. They'll do it. I'm sure you guys will too. I really appreciate y'all having me. Dude, I'm fucking super, super proud of you all for what y'all doing. You guys don't know. I'm in a lot of places. You guys don't know what it's like to have a leader like Will. Right? Some of you might. But really, the things that he does behind closed doors, the things that he does on the scenes, behind the scenes, you don't know what it's like to have a leader like that, right? He leads from the front. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that pretend to lead. They pretend they're leaders, but they don't have the receipts. They're not carrying the same kind of energy when they're at work and at home. And he's a man who he is, and I think you all know that. So you guys are very, very lucky and fortunate to have that, and this is why you guys are doing what you guys are going to do. If you need anything, you got any questions, reach out. Shoot me a DM. Asking, dude, I'm here for, I want to see this team excel. My purpose is given. I want to improve the quality of life of everyone around me, and that don't just stop in my gym and in the real estate office. Sound good? Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Again, as always.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
How are you?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
Good.
Good seeing you. My man.
What's up, baby? You good?
Yes, sir. Always, man.
All right.
Shit, I'm about to go crush it. Take care, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Keep killing it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frank.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
It's crazy because Will hired me 5 years ago, not knowing me, down at Cars Made Easy, and I didn't even have social media at the time. I thought that was one of those. I thought it was the devil.
Me too.
And so I reluctantly made my Facebook page, and with one of your posts, I stopped and I read the whole post, and it happened to be a post about your past. All right, thank you. And we have some similarities in my past, and ever since that first post of yours, there's not a post that goes by. I read every single word.
Dude, thank you so much. That means a lot, man. Dude, I appreciate that, man. Hey, and if you get any of them haters that are on there that start talking shit, it's a real easy thing. Delete and block them. They're done. Keep pushing that content. Nice meeting you, brother. Hey, go out there and crush it, man.
That was gold right there.
Yeah.
Just that point.
I know.
I knew you were going to use that.
Yes, sir.